and this is head. But now we're gonna put totally new head and new valves as well. So this is it's another intake valve, and it's worse than the previous one even. Wow, it was time. Look what I found after actual exact inspection and after removing the intake valves. Look at how limited access of the air was. You can tell this is bank 1, the driver's side, cylinder 1, cylinder 3, cylinder 5, and cylinder 7. You can tell that the oil slowly entered to intake manifolds because the oil separators were slowly sipping the oil, and that oil was cooking on top of the valves before the oil even entered the combustion, the cylinder. So I did not have any blue smoke or much oil burning, but definitely oil was getting with the air to the engine. So, and that's the removed valve right there, and the buildup limited the air passage. So this is definitely a great call to do this job. I'm glad I did it. So this is driver's side, left bank, cylinder 1, 3, 5, and 7 from the right. And you can clearly tell by looking inside how oil was coming through the intake manifold, and the most saturated and dory was cylinder number 1, then a little bit less but still dory and saturated number 3, and then it gets less and less dory with the oil when you get to cylinder 5 and cylinder 7. Versus passenger side, bank 2, much less, still plenty, but much less oil was on the passenger side going into the intake manifolds from the oil separator. However, the passenger side oil separator was doing all the leaking outside of the engine because of this one particular seal or membrane that didn't seal against the engine block correctly, and that was the initial seepage which made the side and bottom of the engine kind of wet, and this whole thing triggered me to go for it. And then I'm really glad I've done this job. But the left driver's side separator, the other one, is that felt the most and allowed the oil inside the driver's side intake manifold. Actually, there is already damage on the surface, so this valve was not sealing 100%. You can see the surface is not smooth. Wow. This is oil separator, and the previous one, these orange membranes will leak in the oil, literally, because that membrane got damaged. So to make sure you apply this perfectly straight. Nice. Oil separators are in. They're gonna connect to turbos and to the upper covers. So this is a left driver side intake manifold, which slides on the side of the cylinder head right there, and then I'm gonna install it now, and we're getting closer to finish this job. Factory 56, they apply special O-ring silicone kind of paste, grease I should say. So this is what I'm gonna do now. I find this one should be sufficient for all those rings that go into the intake on the head to prevent them, I believe, from drying. I'm not sure the purpose. This hose that's connected to the vacuum goes all around, okay, and switches from plastic to this type of isolation. Plastic is still there, but then it switches to better isolation because the heat is bigger here, closer to turbos. And believe it or not, this hose has to connect behind. That's the tip of it right there, and has to connect on top of this, on the end of this vacuum pump, which I was installing the other day.